If you want the most realistic FC Barcelona experience in career mode, these are the sliders for you. Not only are they a major upgrade on my sliders 1.0, but these are the exact sliders and settings I used for my FC Barcelona career mode in Season 1, and I'll be using them for Season 2.
A run by Balde. 1-2. Little flick. Woo! What a play!
I've customized these sliders for that authentic Hansi flick Barca style and best simulation gameplay. But before we jump into the sliders, make sure you smash that like button, you subscribe, turn on notifications so you never miss out on Barca content. All right, first let's cover the game settings. Now, I know you cannot access this inside of the career mode unless they've changed it in the latest update, but on my save, I cannot access the competitor mode or player-based difficulty. I don't know if you change it outside the game, if it's gonna affect the settings inside your career mode. Maybe one of you knows, let me know in the comment section. With that said, when it comes to the half length, this is really up to you. My recommended is 7 minutes. Now, I started Season 1 on World Class, despite the fact that I played all other versions of EA on Ultimate, and this was because I started Season 1 using the simulation sliders that were quite difficult at first. But after creating the sliders we're about to get into, and using all the volumes of the Hansi Flick tactics, I did find myself playing on Legendary by the end of the season. So this is gonna work well whether you're playing on World Class, Legendary, or if you have unlocked Ultimate. You must be inside the career mode in order to see that. Anyways, now the sliders are going to be challenging because they're simulation sliders upgraded. But if you find that the gameplay is not as difficult as you want it to be because you're just a G, then I would suggest first activating competitor mode on. So this is only going to enhance elite level players instead of every single player. Now, if this still isn't challenging enough, then I would activate player-based difficulty on, and that's just going to enhance every single player on top of the best players from competitor mode. And also make sure that the attributes are set to default for the Hansi Flick tactics to work to its full effect. With that said, let's get into the sliders. So I've logged into my save, and as you can see, the options that we saw earlier are gone, but I could activate Ultimate now. So I'm going to be playing on Legendary for now, and then I'll see how Season 2 goes, and then I'll switch to Ultimate if I need to. Now, let's get into the sliders. So you're going to scroll over to Simulation Settings. Make sure that Gameplay Type is set to Custom. I'm not going to switch this because this is going to cause my custom to default to 50, and I don't want to do that. Now, when it comes to wind effects, I personally keep them on low and weather effects on. It's up to you. This is just arbitrary. It's up to you. Now, the sliders. The sprint speed for the user is 32. The CPU is also 32. The acceleration for the user, 55. For the CPU is also 55. The shot error for the user is 50. But for the CPU, you want to set that to 55. Now, the pass error for the user is 45, and for the CPU is 47. The shot speed, both of them are set to 50 for the user and the CPU. The pass speed for the user is 47, and for the CPU is 45. The injury frequency is set to 60. Frequency for the CPU is set to 55. Now, the injury severity, I currently have it set to 20. You can go up all the way up to 30 for both categories. I'm going to keep it on 20 for now and see how it goes. Now, for the goalkeeper ability for the user, that's set to 55, and for the CPU, it's also set to 55. Positioning marking for the user is set to 75, and for the CPU, it's set to 76. The position run frequency for the user is set to 40. Also for the CPU is set to 40. The line height is set to 60. You know, Hansi Flick likes to play that high line. And for the CPU, it's set to 55. You can set it down to 50 if you want, just so there's a big contrast. But I found that 55 is pretty good, considering that in Volume 1, we're actually playing with the team line height up to 95. I figured it's a pretty good balance. Now, for the line length, both of them are set to 25 for the user, 25 for the CPU. For the line width, they're both set to 55 for the user, 55 for the CPU. Now, the fullback positioning, they're both set to 80 on the user and the CPU. Now, for the power bar, it's only for the user. I have set this to 50. For the first touch control error, for the user, it's 70, and for the CPU, it is 72. Now, finally, for the CPU sliders, I like to use tactical. And at first, these numbers are not going to match your screen because this is the numbers that have been generated after the completion of season 1. So these numbers will fluctuate. What it does is that it makes sure that the AI plays like the team style. So Real Madrid will play more like Real Madrid. Atletico Madrid will play more like Atletico Madrid, and they will fluctuate. Now, if you want to switch over to dynamic, what this means is that the teams will be taken into account, not their team style, like rather they will play based on how many times they play against you, and the AI will adjust. The more times you play against an opponent, the smarter they're gonna get to play against you. I preferably like the other one, tactical. Notice how it set everything to 50, so make sure you're not going back and forth. Once you picked one, stick to it. You know, if I log out, I don't save, quit without saving. I load my master save. I go back to customize, and we go over to the CPU, and once again all my tactical progression is saved. So make sure you do not switch. Make a choice at the beginning of the season, because as soon as you switch, you saw it'll default to 50. Everything's going to default to 50, and you don't want that to happen. Now, if you want the whole enchilada, if you want the ultimate Hansi Flick tactics experience for Barcelona, check out the playlist in the description or on the screen on your upper right or in the comment section. And while you're down there, please leave a nice comment if you enjoyed this video. A huge thanks to the moderators and members. If you want to support the channel, consider joining. That's in the video description as well. On the lower left, you'll find the full Hansi Flick Tactics playlist. Make sure you check all of them out. On the lower right, you can watch season 1 of my FC Barcelona Career Mode, and you get to see these sliders in action. So until the next time, see you soon and take care.